On today's episode of Curve Ahead, I am joined by Diego, the COO of Vortex. Diego, do you mind introducing yourself?
Hello, Brian. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm Diego Varela, originally from Argentina. I've been multiple decades in the technology industry. I'm here now in California since 2015, 10 years here. And I've been working on technology since I have memory. I started with computers that today will be just ridiculous. But I made my path. I start on the technology side. I've been a programmer for a long time. Then I realized that I wasn't a very good programmer. So I started to switch and my career led me more on the management side. I started as a project manager and that led me to run a few businesses, and I ended up being a CEO of Vortex now. It I don't know when that happened, but when you just think about it, it feels like it was yesterday. I was coding in Visual Basic, and then I started as a project manager of just staff augmentation teams, and then running programs of 200 people, and then now giving direction to Vortex.
What's the biggest difference for you of managing teams up to 200 and then actually providing direction for an organization? What is the biggest difference there for you?
I would say that they're not even comparable tasks because when you run a team that you let's say I run a team for 200 people for a client. So your client, you need to provide first of all the proper talent they requires for the task. You need to provide a ton of visibility on what's going on because you can imagine 200 people. That was only us, 100 people. There were another hundreds in other places. That's a hell of an investment on on a project. The visibility was absolutely key on where we were, and also the governance of the project. That doesn't mean that we were just bureaucratic. It was just making sure that there were a lot of dependencies on the project. So when you have so many dependencies, you just need to streamline them so you don't get behind. And on top of that, life goes on. And the product manager sees that probably that this feature or this part of the tool that you were developing isn't relevant anymore, and you need to twitch it a bit because the competition has done something different. So you need to adjust that. I'm running now the company. My day to day is I need to figure out first what is the best offering that we can give. So I'm thinking on okay, is it okay now to start selling? We do a website? Don't think so. So what is now appealing for the people that we are in a very transformative world right now? The market is a bit hit now, US market. There's a bust of AI that is modifying everything, and we're not sure on what shape yet, even though that there are magnificent progress on that. But I think that the best outcomes have been seen probably in niche products rather than on providing services on the companies. I think that is changing a lot. So my task now is not just to provide visibility and delivery for one aspect to a client, but now to see how you get attention from more clients that are interested in what you offer you can actually do. Because you can say, yeah, I'm the new Tesla. You're not. You don't have the capabilities, you don't have the talent, you have the money to do it. In your consideration, what is the best that you can offer that actually accelerates the business of your possible clients, provides an outcome that is in a time box, not longer time, and it adapts with the budgets that the companies are having right now for technology, and also trying to position yourself in this dystopian moment where AI is doing everything and doing nothing at the same time. So it's a bit plain over there. So I find it a bit different. I think at the core of it is just to embrace the problems and find a solution, which is my core. It is what I like to do all the time. See what the problem is, see what are the options you have, propose a solution to that.
So, at a high level, can you kind of take me through what Vortex does? Like, what is your core service offering? Who is it that you're serving? And what sets Vortex apart from the rest of the market?
Sure. So Vortex is a service company that is based on three pillars. The first pillar is on AI consultancy, where we want to bridge the lack of knowledge or the need of introducing AI into companies to finding an actual use case and find a way that you can actually start getting benefit from it. Second pillar is on education, where we noticed that a lot of people that are eager to hear from seasoned people use cases, successful use cases or success cases that had happened before. So we're doing some workshops, some webinars. On top of that, we got our people that has been in the industry forever and can provide a lot of input to certain people that has the need to include AI to not being left out. The third one is we are developing some accelerators, AI accelerators that some of them are on the more on the productivity side, and the other ones on the industry for industry. We're working on retail, we were working in insurance, and we're trying to get into healthcare as well. So. With those accelerators and on the productivity accelerators, we're trying to access our clients and offer some extra value, not only the talent of the people, but extra value so they can immediately get use the benefit of AI from our accelerators. And you ask me what was the difference. I think that so far we're a bit niche. We're working with two industries mostly. We got some subject matter expert from there. And if you're in a bit niche, you differentiate from other competition that goes broad, like we do everything. So we prefer to have a strong focus on what we do, and we want to build the relationships from the bottom, from the industries, and start growing different industries. So I don't like to use the word boutique, but at the very beginning, I think we are going to be a bit of boutique providing services.
I mean, I think that there's been so many times where I've had this conversation with organizations that they didn't really find success in their business until they really focused on a singular niche. So, focus on one or two right now, as the organization, I assume, is still quite young, is based off of everything that I've heard. The one of the success factors that most organizations had to do in order to grow.
Yeah. We had a very nice board of advisors, and they agree that the best way to go is to start small, get strong in that area, and start growing from that. And one of the things that we have done is that we found those subject matter experts so we can actually get proper paying from them on the industry that they are, and try to at least start working with that and leverage our technology to provide at least a small solution, but that be a game changer for them. You don't need to get into an industry with a massive solution because you're not going to know about all the industry, because what we've been doing for 50 years was just in front of the computer. I don't know much about retail. I haven't sold anything on Walmart or Amazon, so I won't compete on the knowledge on the industry, but I definitely can provide help on pain points through the technology. So that's my main mindset, and that's what we are doing now at Vortex.
Let's go back to some of your core pillars. So you had mentioned three pillars. I want to focus on two of them: AI consulting and education. AI consulting right now is what I would consider still kind of an emerging market, but we're seeing a lot of players get into it very early on. There's a question in there somewhere. Right now it's just a statement, so we'll move past that and come back. The other part was education. How much of your time are you spending educating either prospective clients or clients themselves on trends that you're seeing and data that you're coming to because of like AI out there that you're leveraging to help support their cause?
I would say that 20% of the time. And this is because the CEO, Mario, he has also an educational company. So he has a ton of expertise on how to execute that. So we leverage all of his knowledge on the company that he has, and we have a lot of outreach on different C-level people that we can get attention with just a marketing campaign. So it is not that much time because we can head of oiled method to reach out to that people. We don't have to build from scratch that practice. So and we have the materials to share with C-levels or companies that they want just to acquire more knowledge about it. And we have the people that can bring that talent as well. So it was kind of a no-brainer to include that into the offering because he was more focused on ERP areas.
I think it's really important for any startup, regardless of what space that you're participating in, to spend a lot of your early time educating your perspectives. Because without that education, they don't necessarily understand who you are, what you offer, and what makes you different. I was speaking with someone a couple of days ago where it was all about reiterating mission, right? Part of the education that companies should be putting out is about doing that. Here's the mission that we're driving to, and this is why this is important. And that is the thing that typically resonates with another business owner or someone just on a person to person basis.
I think that on the educational side, and this comes a bit from my experience in other companies, that you see that a lot of possible clients are in the need of understanding platforms, understanding ecosystems, understanding, and what they learn is from reading, they learn is from browsing X or browsing Reddit or wherever they do, and there's no kind of an easy and official way to gain that knowledge that probably with a call of 45 minutes, they connect the dots of everything that they've been reading and understanding. And with that, they are able to find a use case on their business to make a decision and action. So our entry point when we're me on education is to help that people to unify their knowledge and allow them to trigger into further projects. It's a way that we can bring our information and to provide the knowledge that they are seeking at that time and allowing us to work together because okay, we if you find a use case that requires this kind of project, we can help that too there. We want to help on the education. We also want to help them on when they get the aha moment on this, we can do this with this information, we can help them there as well. It's a way to reach out also different clients.
So, being in the AI consulting space, what are some of the most unique ways that you're seeing businesses, especially small businesses, leverage AI within the business or for the business?
That is a great question because I don't think that you're gonna have two answers the same on this. So I think it's gonna depend on my experience and it's gonna depend on others' experience. I think what they are looking for at this point is it's something already done that is easy to plug to their business and generates a positive outcome in 6 weeks. So I think that with everything that is being spoken about AI, that is the expectation that exists right now. So is that real? I don't know. It might probably be real for some cases, unreal for other cases. But I think that is the expectation. I know people that have been working in AI for 30 years and people that have been working in AI for 2 weeks. So the visions of those two people are dramatically different, but they both have a voice on the people. So the idea from the client of what they can do and they cannot do with AI, it actually depends who talk to. So it is not something that is atomic. It's not a rule. Everyone understands different things. Also, the educational part, what we want to do is to set the expectations on what you can do or what you cannot do at this very moment. So, and I think that our process is just to sit down with the client. First of all, you need to find out what's the data they have because they might have a big dream on what to do and they are not even collecting data. So their dream is over in 5 seconds. So And I'm not sure that everyone is aware that for going towards that direction, you actually need a nice set of data to educate the AI, and those conversations happen. And you start there, and probably you have the person that is willing to do something magnificent, which sounds very cool, but at the time that you need to put hands on, is okay. Where's the information? We don't know. We need to refactor it. So probably there's a project about 6 months before just to reshape all the information that they have, and it's not uncommon this. And I think that it's going to take a couple of years where everyone understands which is the starting point of implementing something on AI. That's my point of view. Again, Brian, it's my point of view, and it's my experience on what I've been doing. For sure, you're going to find different opinions on this.
So you had mentioned two things that I want to ask you about. So the first one is if there's any sort of brand out there or organization that's looking to implement AI or automation in their organization, they should have the data to drive that decision before making the decision to try to automate or use AI, correct?
They cannot implement AI without the data. That organizing the data can be part of the project as well. But that not having the data to implement the model, that's a fact. It's not something that I invented. So it's that has to happen, and
Yep.
that has to happen.
The other thing that you had mentioned is you had mentioned that there's a lot of voices in the AI space right now. Some of them have a lot of experience and some of them only have a few weeks. How can a novice tell without doing a ton of research on the individual? Are there any like tells?
You can,
Okay.
you can. I mean, because it depends on who you believe in. It's about you can't even trust the source because sources are I know nowadays anyone can publish on any source. You can follow names. I know Andrew Ng and other people that are known that are masters of AI. And you can see what's their work, and from that you can see who's that person relating to and follow the work. But that people are in a complete different level. I mean, this not for novice. Is that's something for people that really has been in AI for ages. So I think that the easiest way to get into AI is just to start playing with the tools and see what's the reach and what it's not able to do. I think that gives you the only way to learn something and see the reach of it is experimenting with it. Is when you are a programmer and you start just starting programming or with a new language, everyone will tell you need to code and start doing that and hit the wall as many times as you need. You're going to find tons of information online that will help you. This is, for me, the process is the same. You need to start hitting the wall as a novice. I mean, you start hitting the wall with prompts or whatever, using tools, trying different tools, and you're going to see the richer of that. You're going to see that, for example, for one thing, it's very good. For other things, probably is too young at this very moment. And I use these tools every day. I can tell you for writing, for documentation, for information on checking documents. That is great how it works. No, that's I think that is great. But then, for example, if you want to generate a Hollywood movie with AI, I don't think it's there. Even though that if you browse X, you'll see that nowadays you can generate your own. Yeah, you might be able, but it's not going to be as real as a movie nowadays. You're gonna, I don't think you're gonna be able to do a 1 hour 40 minutes length movie with AI. You're gonna burn the whole planet with the servers doing that. So I think experimenting is the easiest way to see the reach of it. And there's a lot of information um, on YouTube where people put hands on and actually does stuff and shows how to do it. And you can try it and see how real is that. Don't believe everything that you see. You can at least have ideas to test things yourself.
Yeah, I use YouTube all the time, usually around like building automations on some of the automation platforms or, AI agents are the newest big one. And I've experimented with that also. So like, yeah, if it comes to any sort of new technology, there's usually someone out there on YouTube who has a great tutorial to be able to walk you through at least the basics for you to understand what the capability of the tool is, and trying to figure out the use case within your business is kind of user to user. So yeah, I would agree. Go to YouTube, look something up. If it's not there, it probably can't do it right now. And if you're noticing that the person on your YouTube video isn't blinking that often, it's probably because the person in the video is AI generated.
That's true. That's true. I mean, nowadays there's a lot of stuff that the other day I signed up on a small training, and it was given by an AI puppet. I don't know,
I mean, essentially, that's what it
avatar.
is, right? Like, it's what do they call them? A faceless avatar. Although it looks just like a person, they just don't blink.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'll send you a video after this where, like, basically I was watching a guy walk me through a tutorial that in the end I was like, he did this entire thing with AI because the avatar that he's using doesn't blink the entire 20-minute video. That's just creepy.
Yeah, it is a bit creepy. Yeah, it is a bit.
So what is the biggest challenge you are facing in Vortex right now, and how are you planning to overcome it within the next year and a half?
I think that the service companies are suffering right now because we are in the midst of a moment that, from what I remember being in this market, is kind of unique. It's, first of all, the world is in a completely different shape than it used to be. US is in a different shape, which is usually setting the tone of the business of the world. And technology has been slow for the last 2 years. It became a boom in 2021 and 22. It was business everywhere. 2023, 24 was dry, very dry, and 2025 is continuing a bit dry on terms of business. The other thing is that all this launch of AI has switched the mindset of the buyers, because they are not expecting now that you provide talent, but expecting solutions. And you cannot come to a client empty-handed saying, I'm gonna make you an application that does this and that, as it used to be before. And you need to bring something that actually accelerates and brings value to the business immediately. And this is also a thought that I have been thinking a long time. For small companies, that Vortex at this time is a bit tough, because uh, you can find funding, especially on product companies. It's happening that service companies are now need to do some, I wouldn't say products because it's not product, but some deliverable that can be applied on clients. But to build those deliverables, you need people, and you're not invoicing that people. So to fund those accelerators that you need to sell, it became a bit of a challenge, especially for small companies. I think that larger companies that have, I don't know, accounts with 400 people staff there, and completely different challenges that I have, even though that I am a service company. But for me now is actually doing those accelerators that provide value to the clients, and how to fund them and make them absolutely quick. And I need to switch completely my mindset, because I've been on services all my life, and now I need to think as a product, which is I've been exposed to products, but not delivering products, but helping someone who was a product manager to build it. So how I'm facing this is I'm at this time we're hiring people. We're trying to get funding for that, and addressing these accelerators with subject matter experts of the industries. Focus, absolutely focus, and start very small and start growing from that. I think that that's the only way to do it at this moment. I don't imagine. I mean, you can leverage as much you can your network. You might probably get other business in the meantime, but that won't give you a long-term run if you don't start switching what the offering is. Another thing that changed a lot is that it's the trend is to stop having time and materials or man hour work, because now the perception is that you need to get value quicker. So the engagement type is also starting to switch, which services before was mostly volume business. And then I think it's going to start to narrow down that part of the business is going to switch to shorter engagements with way more value to the clients. Probably that kind of shift of engagement is also part of what I'm very worried about next couple of years, especially.
So, are you working on switching your mindset from being service based to being more solution based to just be like, okay, yes, we could offer this thing, but it's easier for us to offer a value driven solution in its place versus just offering a service?
I wouldn't call it solution because it won't be a solution. It will be an accelerator. It's something that you design and it's going to be, it won't take, a solution might take 2 years to build. You can't afford that on a service company. You need to build it at most in 3 months. But that should give enough value to make the decision of the client to say, okay, I'm going to go this way. But you got the point. I mean, it's towards that direction. And this is my belief on where the trends are going right now.
No, I don't disagree. I mean, thinking about kind of how this conversation's gone, I agree with a lot of it. I agree that there's a lot more businesses right now who are expecting you to come in and deliver value through some sort of mechanism, regardless of what it is, whatever your offering is, and tying that value back to your offering and just having them be as hands off as possible or providing you minimal like initial input and then you just take it over from there to allow them to continue their business as well as have you help support their growth is one of the common things that I've also been seeing through a lot of these conversations. So I completely agree with you there. So, Diego, we've come to the end of the conversation. I give each one of my guests 90 seconds each at end of my show to plug anything that they're passionate about. So for you, that could be Vortex, that could be anything else. So without any further ado, the next 90 seconds are yours.
Enjoy your family. Enjoy the time with them. Don't make the work overwhelm you, and spend time with them because they are very, very important. Also, take care of your health. Be active. Try to do some exercise, even though it's boring. You get sore, and mind what you eat and what you drink. Enjoy life.
Great advice. Thanks again.
Thank you, Brian.